computers to them so that the kids can
Yeah,
work online.
that's what we're doing. The children didn't return this week. They starting tomorrow. Our teacher have the option of doing the working from home online.
Mm-hmm.
The teacher assistants, my school is a food hub as well. So we're going to utilize them from 10 to 1 to help run food out as the cars come up, to try to give them some hours. Because if they work by hours, they don't work, they don't get paid. So we're trying to help out that way. As far as we know, up until Friday, this is what we're doing. So we'll find out Friday morning, hopefully. I think the principal and the superintendent, his cabinet, meet again Friday morning at 8:30. And then we'll push out whatever information we get from him then.
Okay, yeah, we meet at 9 tomorrow through Zoom, all the principals with the superintendent. Are you guys getting stuff pretty much day by day by the governor, and then your superintendent's relaying it back to you? Is that the way it's working?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the way it's
Yep.
working for us. We had to go to work Sunday, and we all met at central office on Sunday to come up with the base plan, and the directors had worked Saturday, and then they gave us what they had, and then we built from that. But everything's run pretty smoothly. I have a couple of nervous teachers about the online information. The nice thing is that I hired a teacher this year that was an online teacher, and she wanted to come back to the classroom. So she has been giving professional development to our staff on Monday and Tuesday. And we're going to use Dojo for the younger kids, K3, because they can't have emails. And then 4 and 5 will use Google Classroom.
Well, and that's how we've been pushing out information to the parents and the student do class dojo as well. We were discussing in our we call a sit meeting this afternoon, about what is it going to look like for K2. Right now, K2 are not using devices. And so we're just seeing what's going to be.
Yeah, I ordered, for us to be completely one-to-one at our school, I had ordered 26 more Chromebooks. So I went ahead and ordered those with Title I money. Because one of my tutors said she won't come back because she's taking care of her father and she's too afraid. So that allowed me enough money to buy everyone a computer. And if I disperse them all, then I have a feeling I won't get a lot of them back. So I'll need them for next year anyway.
That was our thought as well. I think we have enough in the district, according to our tech person, that now we have some homes that there are 3 or 4 children in. So which if they got 4, I think he said he's gonna try to put at least 2 and devices in the home, but they're gonna have to share. I don't know. This is sort of kind of scary in a way to me, of the unknown. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, so far I only had, we sent out a survey Monday night, and right now for my parents, I only have 1 student who doesn't have internet access, and about 10 who do not have any
devices
at all, but only about a 1/4 of my population actually responded so far. So I sent out a message today for them to please respond to that technology survey that was on our website, so I can get information.
Yeah, we had put together packets and when they came to pick up the meals, they just told what teacher their child had, and our teachers had prepared packets ready, so we just grabbed the meal and the packet and gave it to them that way.
Yeah, we did that, and we opened from 7 to 7 on Tuesday, and so that parents could come either before work or after work to pick up the packet. Until we knew what we were doing technology-wise, and so we had that happen. And then, but even today, I had a few parents email me, so I told them I would be up there, and I met them up there so that they could get Kids I
Okay.
have about 30 packets still sitting in my office. Kids
Mhm.
haven't, but when we are delivering backpack buddies tomorrow, so a lot of those kids are backpack buddy kids. So we're just going to take
Uh-huh.
the deliver
We
the food.
we we did pretty good. We had 244 meals yesterday, and today we did 200. Oh,
Lisa and Tony, did you guys just get a message to go to a breakout room?
oh, oh, yes, sir. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I'm experimenting. I'm playing, but
Yeah.
now I think we're coming up on 6 o'clock, so I'm going to start the meeting for real with those of us who are here. And thank you. And Lisa and Tony, I part of why I wanted to meet tonight was to hear how things are going with y'all. So thanks for letting me eavesdrop on your conversation there about how things are going and your response in your respective districts and stuff. I'm going to try to get better at some of this distant learning and Zoom stuff myself. So yeah, I was experimenting with breakout rooms, and I'm not going to do that tonight. But thanks for letting me play with you. Welcome, Lisa and Vera and Tony and Tina and Shonda and Nita, Renita. God bless you. We're in weird times, and thank you for doing what you do for the children. A certain amount of our curriculum and instruction duties and thinking for the next few weeks and months is going to be shifted to whatever the most pressing need is. And I know for many of you, it's feeding the children and caring for the children and figuring out ways to try to continue teaching and learning. And I hope for the time that we're together for the remainder of this semester that you can sometimes find time to shift and put on that curriculum and instruction leader hat and think about, what are we doing to provide good instruction for teachers? One of the things that I heard Lisa talking about was how an online instructor is now going to be sharing best practices with other teachers. Great. I'm curious how we're meeting the needs of those children who don't have access at home, don't have computers. Other districts, I'm hearing, you're getting computers for kids. Bless you. I think one question that I would have in my mind if I were you, and I'm going to try to hold a lot of this conversation about the course and the evidences and stuff for the second half here, but let me check in with you and see how you're doing, and then we'll talk about how we're going to finish out the semester. Can we just go round robin here and hear from folks? I'm curious again, how you doing? What are you doing? How's your family? Is everybody healthy? Are you working from home? Have the teachers been told to work from home? If you can keep it to a 2-minute briefo description, then we'll shorten it for everybody. And then I may come back with some questions or how we might start sharing and sharing best practices to help one another through this messy time too. So thanks to everybody who is here. I'm assuming that John and some are busy because I've been getting, the dean is having a meeting right now, and I got the email about that Zoom meeting a couple hours ago. So I have a guess that's what y'all are dealing with too, but I'm sheltering in place at home with my wife and our granddaughter in Pittsburgh. And this is not going to affect me in big ways other than boredom and, not going out and trying to practice good social isolation. Y'all have computers and I'm able to do distant learning with you. So if we don't meet again for the third meeting this semester, I'm going to figure out ways to continue instruction and for us to complete our contract, our time together. So, it's easy for me. Each of you has much harder much harder task in each of your different sites and situations. And I'm curious to see how we could help you, help each other, and again, start thinking and shifting our gears to, um, distant learning and away from school learning and how that might work. But let's go around, Robin. I want to know, how are you doing? What are you doing? Is everybody well at your house? And what questions do you have too, especially for me and for the coursework in particular? Can we start anywhere? Lisa, you're up in the top corner here for me.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, and I'm going to mute
Okay.
myself. And
Okay. It has been a whirlwind. We obviously closed Monday, and we had Monday as an optional work day. And so most of my folks came in and prepared online lessons. As a school, we created a hub. It's a Google document where we linked different assignments that parents could print off and do, or just websites that they could access. Each grade level submitted to me what they would want on the hub. So we put that out Monday early afternoon so that parents could access that. This week, we have, as a district, met multiple times through Google Meets just to try to stay in touch regarding laptop pickup. That's going to start next Tuesday for us. So students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade that do not have laptops will be able to go to different sites in the district and do a drive-through to get a laptop. They're starting meals on Friday, and we're only offering that 3 days a week. We are working right now with, I think we were all kind of thrown off last night by getting the communications that we are having to hold classified folks to 40 hours a week. And so the district did a nice job of creating a site for them to access with multiple PD modules on it so that they could be still working at home to get credit for that. But I've definitely filtered out a lot of questions and stress and concern from classified folks and how to get their hours. And so that's been interesting to navigate. And certified folks as well. I mean, they're working the best we can 3 days in, but it's, for me, I just want my folks to be healthy and safe right now and try to process what all we're going through. And I hate that some of my, just even on the way to get to this class, just hearing from classified folks that are stressing about accessing 40 hours of modules. And so I'm trying to create another list of alternate activities that they can do. But we are certainly trying to push out resources to parents as much as possible. And we've been in touch with them through social media, our website, emails. It's just a whole nother world. But I feel like we've got a good handle on meeting their technology needs, their food needs. And it's just thinking that this is going to go way beyond 2 weeks, what the long-term plan will be for all of us. But right now, I feel like we're holding our own pretty well, considering everything that's going on.
thank you. And well, personally, physically?
Yeah.
Good.
Just it's not something that they prepare you for in principal school, but nothing that we do ever is. But it's been a whirlwind, that's for sure. I don't know that we've slept much, but we're hanging in there.
Hang in there. Great.
Yeah.
Vera, how are you doing?
Vera's doing well. Family is good. We were required to work Monday 8 to 4, Tuesday 8 to 12, and then we're off the rest of this week working from home. And then next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we're home, and Thursday and Friday we'll go in from 8 to 4 for now. We are doing backpacks from 9 to 11 at one of the at the central elementary schools, and then from 4 to 6. And also there's a couple bus drivers that's going around delivering lunch, breakfast and lunch at different areas around the county. So really no one has to go a long way to pick up breakfast and lunch. So just hunkering down for the long haul.
And coping with it. Yeah, I think, yeah, good for you. Good for you. Tina, tell us how things are going in your corner of the world.
Um, not too happy with our district right now. We have been working all week, and we just found out a few hours ago that we're going to be working in shifts. And so basically, because at first it was told to us yesterday, we pretty much have to work every day or take days. And so that is not going over well with many people. So we're going to be working in shifts starting next week. And so we'll have an A and a B shift. And so basically Monday, week 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever team you're on, you'll get to work, you'll work at the school. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you'll work at home. And then the B team, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they'll stay home. And on Tuesday and Thursday, they will work at the school, and then we'll alternate weeks right now. So I was just receiving some emails not too long ago from teachers, and they're not happy because it feels like our district does not trust us to work from home. And that's the message that they're sending out, because we're doing this massive cleanup in schools and you don't want our students there. But yet we keep, teachers keep coming in and out of the school. We go home and live our lives, and we don't know what each other, where we're at or who we're around. And then we come back into the school. It's just it's not making sense to what we're doing. It's kind of counterproductive. And the central office staff got packets together for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And we are not happy with those packets. My 5th graders will be doing the same reading selection as the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So as educators, we're not happy about that. And if you're an AIG parent and you realize your child is just doing this mediocre work, so if we would have known that that was going to be what they were going to give us, we would have put our own packets together. So we're not pleased with the packets that they put together. And we basically had like a drive-by. The parents came by yesterday, and we had some people out there, and we had all the packets together, and we handed them to the parents. They can also find the information online. And I was just asked today by our technology person for the district to help hand out computers tomorrow for 6th through 12th graders. So no elementary students. So
Sounds like they're keeping you busy. And is
Yeah.
part of what you're supposed to be doing when you go to school creating those packets and handing stuff out?
we haven't known what to do, because our school in particular has just been hit hard. I know on Monday we had a teacher get sick, and the principal took her yesterday. Her family, like her daughter lives in Sweden, and so she doesn't have any family here, and she's in her 70s. And we just found out last night that she has a mass on her brain, and so we've been hit with that. So we've been more worried about her. And trying to figure this out. And her sister's supposed to come on Saturday, but she's coming from Chile. And I just don't see that happening. So now we're her family, and we're trying to rally around her. And we've just been hit hard at our school in particular. And so I guess maybe we might be a little more sensitive to our district, but to have us to keep coming in the school. And I'm going to tell you how bad it's gotten. They have because our janitors have to be used to at the other schools to help do this massive cleanup of each school. So they're gathering all of the janitors all together to clean up one school, then they'll go to the next school. So what they've done is we're down to 2 bathrooms they want us to use, so that because the janitors aren't going to be there that often, and they don't want them to have to clean up. So we're down to 2 bathrooms. The other ones are locked. It's just I'm just very disappointed in our system right now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Tony, what's going on in your district?
Well, like everyone else, we're adjusting to this thing. All is well here at my house. I'm a 1st and 2nd grade. We are providing meals for our students from 10 to 1. Along with packets, the parents can come up and drive up and get packet and food. We just found out today that our instruction assistants, we have 16, gratefully, but of course we can't work all 16, so we're going to put them in an A-B shift, work 8 per day, each day, so they'd be on an A-B shift. Our teachers have the options of doing remote teaching, or they could come in, as far as we know, up until Friday. So it might change after Friday. We've been in meetings on top of meetings on top of meetings, seems like, but all is well.
All is well, and things are changing day to day. So stay tuned. You know, it may be a different reality tomorrow.
Yep.
Where are we? LaMonica, Miss Lisa Moore?
Hey, we're doing well. My family's well. School is okay. Again, like Lisa, we have been up long hours. We started our meetings on Sunday down at central office, and we worked late on Sunday, which helped us. On Monday, when we spoke with our teachers, it was a mandatory work day for our teachers that day, and it will become optional, or it was supposed to be optional until yesterday when they closed everyone, or closed all the schools down and sent everyone home. So everyone is trying to work from home. Now, in our county, I guess we're a little bit more flexible because
Lost your audio, Lisa.
they do the drive-by, the parents do the drive-by to pick up. We have bus drivers who are delivering food for those that cannot come out to get the food. So they're getting their hours that way. It's not as many as the 40 hours that they normally would get, but they're not having them clock in or clock out. They're just having them work, and when the job is done, the job is done. And so then they'll get paid their 40 hours. So we are better like that. I've been going to work because like today was our first day, but I went because of my school is a hub. And there happened to be 2 teachers there anyway working, and they were on like little conference calls and that sort of stuff, trying to talk to their peers. I'm lucky enough that I have an online teacher that I hired this year. She's leading some staff development for my staff to help my staff get going with the online classes through Dojo and Google Classroom. And we don't have as much control. We made our own packets, Tina, for our own kids. And parents came by and picked those up. I still have some. We'll try to deliver those with our backpack buddies that we deliver tomorrow. So, you know, we're trying to get everything out. We ordered more technology at my school. The county has some extra technology, but it would go more to the 3-5 classes, but I'm already 1-to-1 3-5. So I only had to buy 26 more computers for my kindergartners for them to be 1-to-1. And so we're completely 1-to-1 right now. So we'll get computers out to parents. The county wants to be a little bit in control over that, so I'm not really allowed to send home too many devices right now. I sent home a few of parents who did call to say they didn't have anything. I let them come by the school and get something from me. But other than that, I'm not really doing too much. We sent out a Google survey through to see what kind of technology the kids had in their homes and if they had internet services. So I can see that only so far about 1/4 of my population answered the survey, and about 10 of those kids don't have a device at home, but only 1 does not have internet service. So that will help us as well in who we need to send paper packets home. I bought 3 rolls of stamps so that we are ready to go if we need to mail anything. And we will have envelopes that are pre-stamped so that they can send them back to us at the school or us to the teacher's home, whatever they prefer.
Sounds like you've got lots of plans in place. I appreciate that. John, tell us what's going on in Durham, and maybe maybe Nita, then you can tell us if it's the same at your school. But John, you were one of the few who a week ago, 10 days ago, when we were in Thomasville, knew that you had to make some plans for distant learning and kids not being in school. Tell us how things are going with you personally and at school.
Well, personally, can you hear me okay? They're working on a new highway right outside my. All right. So personally, everything is going well. A little concerned. My wife works in healthcare and she works with the most vulnerable demographic base of our, that this is impacting. So she works with the geriatric demographic. So we're concerned. So she's taking precautions. She comes home. I'm outside now because she hasn't had a chance yet to come in and do her decontamination process that she does every day when she first comes home from work. So I'll go back inside in a while. So everything's going well at home. From the school standpoint, we did have a head start in Durham because we anticipated this. So we did have some plans in place. I'm trying to just stay just keep a positive mindset because this is new, and it's new not only for us, but it's new for the individuals that are in charge of making decisions. This is unprecedented. So sometimes my frustration level rises with what seems to be changes from day to day, but then I try to remember that we're doing something for the first time ever here. So there is no precedent for handling this type of situation. So I'm just looking for open communication. We've been getting that for the most part. The only thing that I've been frustrated with so far from Durham is that I found out yesterday via email at the same time that everyone else did that my school was going to be a hub for meals. And so it would have been nice to get a heads up from that, because then I've had to spend some time working out the logistics as far as who's covering, letting people in, and different things like that. And so that's been a bit of a headache. But other than that, it's going well. We do have packets, and our district is different because there is no requirement for those packets. They've stressed that the students during this time that they're away, they are not mandated or required to complete any work. So the packets that they have, they're optional. So there is no expectations for students to complete any assignments while they're out. They've asked us to work on what they call instructional recovery plans. And so the principals have to put some things in place that when we do return to school, if we do return to school, we can make up for the lost instructional time. So I've been working on things like before school and after school. So my kids typically don't come until 8. We're gonna probably do an extended school day where instead of starting at 8, we'll start at 7:20, and do that from the time we come back through the end of the school year. And just on a personal note, I am a little bit not really disappointed, but frustrated because I have 4 students in my school whose their mother was killed on Sunday. And so because the district's full attention is on dealing with Corona, it's challenging for me to try to get some support for this family that I need right now. And I know it's because the other task is so big or so large at hand, but it's been very stressful trying to navigate supporting 4 children who their father killed their mother. So they've lost 2 parents in a matter of a weekend, and so that's been extremely challenging. Today was the first day I've taken off work since this whole ordeal. I'm proud to say I'm still in my pajamas, and so it's been an interesting day today. So I'll get back to work tomorrow, and then I'm probably going to take maybe a Friday off here or there. But it's lots of work to do in Durham and in Eastway.
God bless you, John. I best wishes to your wife and to her work in healthcare. My son is working in a hospital, and even though he's a PT, he may get pulled to do other duties. So good luck with that. You remind us that that lots of life goes on, and that there are crises of many kinds in every school and every community. God bless you and the work that you do with the children, those who've lost their parents and others. And John, a great note for us as leaders. We're leaders in the classrooms and the schools and districts and folks. this is a time where leadership is needed, and leadership, well, keep the kids in mind, keep your teachers in mind. I love that you're out looking for alternative activities for your classified folks to try to help keep them on board if you can. Let's hear from the last couple, and then I'll try to tell you where I'm thinking about this SIP project and how we might get her done. Shonda, can you show us yourself and tell us about how things are going?
Hey, trust me, you don't want to see me right now.
Well, here is going to be a shifting norm. In the future, when we do synchronous Zooms, I am going to ask you all to turn your video on. I was in a
Okay, go
meeting
back in there.
with
I'm ready to
BCI.
talk. I'm ready to talk, okay?
That's fine today.
Okay.
That
So,
was not the expectation going in, but it will be in the future. Okay.
so
Myself.
I-
Tell us how things are going on with you.
okay, I appreciate you not letting me show myself right now. Woke up like literally about 15 minutes before we jumped on Zoom. My biological clock is off, but within Wade County right now, the most that we've been able to discuss and do so far in regards to our teachers and students is they did have us to open all of the schools in the district yesterday for about 5 hours from 12 o'clock to 5 so that parents and students and even staff members could come out and get personal belongings and and medication as well. And then today, the admin team and I have been doing what we're calling teleworking because that's what the district is doing as well, where they're coming up pretty much with the same idea that someone else had shared about how we can provide a lot of different options for teachers to take advantage of while we're out so that they can get professional development, get some professional development credit for working on a variety of things online. And so we've been working on putting a list of those things together, from them going online and doing kite learning. We have like tons of kind of self-paced professional development they can complete online and actually get credit for. And then we're suggesting that all of our staff members during certain times tomorrow join us in Google Hangouts, which is just conferencing pretty much like we're doing through Zoom for different check-in meetings during the day so that everyone can pretty much do like what you're doing for us now, check in, see how everybody is doing, see if anyone needs anything, and then to provide more clarification on the instructions that were sent out by the district on teleworking, and then the additional instructions that we sent out to our staff today. And the admin team is just taking advantage of trying to plan out as many things as we can into the future that we know or we hope we would eventually be able to carry out, considering we don't know. None of us know if 2 weeks is going to be the only amount of time we're going to be out, or if it's going to be 8 to 20 weeks, as we saw one of our district leaders post on a Twitter account yesterday, and that was driving everyone crazy. They were passing that around, and I don't know where they're getting this. We could be out as much as 8 to 20 weeks. So just doing the best that we can, and just taking it one day at a time, like everybody else. Can you hear me?
One day at a time, indeed. Thanks for that update. And
Hey, Dr. Palermo.
yes, sir. Got something from John.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something, but I can't reveal my sources. So I've been told to prepare for 6 to 8 weeks, and that they're also tossing around the idea that we just can't end the year now, and that that we start our school year mid-summer. So we'll come back sometime mid-summer. So that's the ideas that are being tossed around right now.
You heard it here from John. Okay. Well,
No. You did not hear it here.
did not hear that
No,
here, but
no.
given the projections and seeing what is happening overseas, Italy, again, if it's a model for us, means that we're going to be out at least another month, and perhaps longer. And the end of the school year seems reasonable. If we could, as John suggested, end things now and start again in midsummer, that might be that sounds like a plausible scenario to me. And again, we're in uncharted waters. Nothing like this has ever happened before, but we are going to move ahead. The public school system is not going to stop working or stop teaching children. We'll figure some way around it. Renita, you are driving. I hope you're not driving. Riding in the car. Thank you for turning your video on. But if it's unsafe, please don't. And tell us, if you can, give us a quick update.
Okay, I'm not. I'm riding shotgun. My daughter's driving. Everything is going good over here. I'm probably at some point gonna drive home to see my parents. I think they're fine, but I just kind of need to lay my eyes on them. As far as school, as John mentioned, Durham was a little bit ahead of the game. They do have a plan. And I got the email that he was talking about yesterday that showed his school, along with other schools, will be food hubs, and we will feed the district starting next week. There were elementary schools as well as several community spots that they're going to be delivering food to, so that's a good thing. As far as my school, we are fortunate because we're one-to-one. Students enter the 9th grade knowing that when we have a snow day or when we're out for any reason, education still continues and teachers still know to send assignments. So we were out for spring break, and now teachers have put in place all types of learning measures to include like Khan Academy, Study Allen, their Google Classroom. So we've been told from the higher ups that we cannot like grade or teach new information or put things in PowerSchool in the grade book, but we can give them flipped classes, different things to remediate and review. So our teachers are on point with doing that. We did have a couple of students early on in the year that did not have access at home. So we did purchase hotspots for them. So all of our students pretty much have access to the internet. So the online and digital learning should be fine for our school.
Can you see, hearing from Renita, how each of our situations is radically different? That she has high school students who are used to an online environment, much as you are, and for whom teaching and learning could conceivably continue almost seamlessly, down to kindergarten students who don't read and write and can't work online. We got to provide something else. Every school, every situation is different, but hearing from all of you, first of all, again, let me say, God bless you. These are troubling times, and you are going to get through it, and you're going to be stronger and better for it when you get through it. I hope that we all stay healthy and well and continue to serve the children and your school communities. But how are we going to get through this as graduate students? Well, I have some ideas about adapting and adopting the SIP-C to make your curriculum audit plan. What is the district doing to shift to pandemic teaching and learning plan? For starters, though, here is a shout out to the Lisas. I don't remember which one. I think both of you, Lisa, answered the Week 7 Ainsworth Unit Planner Discussion Board really well. And if you took both Lisa Moore, Lisa Duffy, if you take, you're well on your way to your curriculum audit with what you've written in that Week 7 discussion board. So the rest of you, if you want to model and see where I'm going in terms of, here's Ainsworth saying you should have unit plans, you should have essential questions, you should have a lesson pacing guide, you should have these things. Use Ainsworth as a checklist, and many of you are describing what the situation is in your district. Lisa and Lisa showed examples. They gave screenshots or examples from documents to say, yes, there are unit plans, just like Ainsworth suggests, and here they are. Anyway, those were, again, this is a shout out to say those ladies are on the right track with their SIP-C. I think, I may be wrong, everybody's in different situations here, and I want to acknowledge and account for your situations. Some of you, things might settle down for some of you in a little while. I know it's chaotic and crazy and you're reacting to the latest emails right now. When you figure out a plan to feed the children and to get packets out, or to figure out teaching and learning online, if you have time to come back to this product, I want you to think now about the SIP-C as auditing and describing what's going on in your district. John and Renita, I think Durham, you know, you have your act together. Wake probably is going to have way too much materials soon. Lisa, it sounds like you're doing very well making up a plan independently on your own at your school. You know, everybody's situation is different, but audit that and say, you know, we had great one-to-one connectivity with all children and everybody has a Chromebook, or you know, only half of our children have internet access and we're putting up lessons that some of them can't see. Everybody's situation is going to be different, but think about curriculum, think about instruction, and think about the plan as it stands today, because it's likely to change tomorrow. As it stands at any one point in time here in March, audit how well your school or your district is doing at providing teaching and learning for the kids in this crazy new environment. So then how, thanks for the nudge today, Shonda. Yes, I had overlooked Blackboard and left stuff from week 7 that hadn't been assessed. So I got back in there recently and I've been assessing today. I'm going to read and respond to your tickets out. And I think I'm going to I don't know, scan those and email them to you, email responses and feedback to you on that, because I've been preaching about feedback in the class, and I'm going to try to provide you better feedback. And then I see that some of you, Lisa, have started putting the summative SIP-A in. I want you to keep going with the evidences and submit as soon as you're ready with something. If you have Friday and you're caught up with other junk and you want to work on that and submit it, I will give you the formative feedback. And I'm thinking what I'm probably going to do is schedule Zoom meetings with some of you, maybe not everybody, some, and say, here's your evidence B. Let's talk about it. I think it's great in this part. I think it could use something else here. And then that's, again, a way that we can maybe maximize some of our distant learning time. I can help you with that stuff. But if you can get B, the PLC part done, and C, the audit done, then reflecting on these crazy times, reflecting on your role as a curriculum and instructional leader, and reflecting on how you all are responding to this pandemic. That's the way we'll close out the semester in the SIP ABCD. We've got some more readings, we've got some more discussion boards and stuff to do, but take care of yourselves, take care of the children, take care of the teachers, and then we'll get the papers written. I wouldn't worry too much about that. It really should be 3rd or 4th in the plates that you're trying to keep spinning right now. What questions do you all have? I'm going to mute myself again, and please talk to me if you got something on your mind.
Are you going to give us a little bit more direction as far as the SIP and including this pandemic and how we're working with the district with our instructional models going online, how we can incorporate that in our project?
Sure. Let me come up with an outline or some ideas, Tina. A couple of bullet points. Generally speaking, it's going to be, you know, if we're thinking about the curriculum, I think that audit is already going to be the same. What curricular materials do we have for teachers? What curricular materials can students or parents access? Because some of you do allow them to access a lot of that stuff online too. Yeah, I'll come up with 2 or 3 questions or bullet points to look at. But again, you're going to look at curriculum. I think a real big difference here might be with instruction. And how is instruction, you know, continuing in your school in the pandemic? For Renita, again, it sounds like it's seamless and it's going to continue online. For you, it sounds like it's an entirely different situation. So, you know, how are you doing with those packets that Lisa was having her own teachers create? How are we doing with delivering the instruction? So, yeah, I'll try to come up with a couple of questions, but I think it's going to be, here's our present reality. You know, what needs do we see? What could we maybe be doing better or differently? Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Dr. Palermo, so SIP B, the formative and the summative for SIP A next Tuesday. Am I correct on that? Can't hear you.
I'm going to try to share my calendar here if I could figure this out. All right. Can you all see that now and hear me? Okay. This is the revised schedule. And Tina, I just got to have it by the end of the semester. You know, work on it and try to hit these dates, these submission dates. That would be the end of this next week, March 24th for SIP A summative and SIP B formative. Try to hit those dates just so I can have time to read and give you good feedback. But I shoved everything back a couple of weeks to the very end. This is in part that chart that we created together in Thomasville, but I pushed several of them back another week.
Can you scroll up, Dr. Palermo, so we can, oh, never mind.
Can you see that now, John? And this is in Blackboard, buddy. It's all in Blackboard. Yeah. Did you want to see that? Okay. It's in Blackboard, and I'm having trouble with my stuff. Anybody else? Any last questions or thoughts?
Dr. Palermo, I'm so sorry. Our superintendent was calling as soon as you were trying to explain. Did I hear you correctly? You just said that it's kind of pushing it back just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I delayed everything a week, and get those evidences into me when you can, but no pressure on the dates.
I'll get it done.
Last thoughts. I'm going to cut us off here in a minute, but I wanted to see your faces. I wanted to hear how things are going. Bless you.
Okay.
Bless you too. Did you say bless you?
Yes, I did. Thank you, and good night. Take care of yourselves, and reach out to me if there's anything I can do for y'all. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.